Clemson at Florida State, ABC game for about 3 states. But Marco, you love it, so we're going to review it.
It's all about making money, guys. That's what we're here to do, and I think there's value in this game. There's a question mark this week, second video in a row about a quarterback, but this one's because of injury. Quarterback Ponder for Florida State looks like he's not going to play on Saturday. I actually like this game, and I like the backup, and I got some nice numbers on the backup quarterback for Florida State.
All right, so let's not beat around the bush. Give us your we'll do it a little differently here. Give us your projection first and tell us why.
I like Florida State in this game, 27-13. Clemson is a team, the last couple of weeks, their offense has struggled, and really this team has not been the same since 3 weeks ago. They had a major revenge game 3 weeks ago against Georgia Tech, and it was a game I liked Clemson in. And the situation in that game was they were playing not only with revenge, but it was double revenge. A fluke last year. They played both regular season and the ACC championship game against Georgia Tech. Lost both games. They got the revenge in big fashion, and they've been flat ever since. I like Florida State coming off a bad game last week. I look for them to bounce back. And even with Ponder, there's been talk, he hasn't played consistently this year. The backup, here's the numbers on him. 65% completions during his career at Florida State. 85 of 129 for over 1,000 yards. That's in the last 2 seasons. I think he gets his chance Saturday. He may never give up the starting job.
All right, so this seems to fit a lot of your pet theories. One is the motivational side of things, which you do as well as anyone, I think. And that's more art than science. It's not check the box. Because, for example, Florida State has lost 2 straight games that they were favored in. In check the box type handicapping, you might say, oh, their dream's been crushed. They're having a bad season. Maybe they're going to give up. I don't think so, because you got a new coaching staff. And they've got a longer-term vision. It wasn't about this year. It's about building a new culture there. And to me, that means even if you lose a few games, the team's not going to give up. So on that, I think you've got that motivation there. I also, and then I'll let you continue, I like the way that it's a quarterback that we're probably gaining some value because of the perception that the starter is likely out. But you're saying as you dig a little deeper, that might not be a negative, which means we're getting value.
Absolutely. And you talked about Florida State with the 2 losses. Even with those 2 losses, RJ, Florida State is still in first place in their division of the ACC. So they can still attain a goal this year.
That's even a deeper point is you've got the culture of the program with their bigger mission, and they've got their yearly mission still in their sights. That's a great point. Now, the home team in this series, and that's Florida State, has covered 11 of 12 ATS. So for whatever reason, these schools, and again, this is ATS, so even when Florida State was dominant, they would have been laying 24. Home team overperformed, which goes with your Florida State pick. What else you got?
Well, we've got a revenge factor for Florida State, too. They got drilled last year, which goes to your home team ATS because Clemson took it to them last year, 40-24. And I like Florida State. I think they got the better athletes. They've got more offensive weapons, and Clemson's just been struggling offensively. Last week was just a terrible game for them offensively.
Last point, we talk about the Vegas rankings. These are the odds makers ranking the teams. They got Florida State 23rd, Vegas. AP has them 35th. So you're getting about 12 spots of value on Florida State. I love it. Anything else?
Nope, Florida State by 2 touchdowns.
We got a little extra time here. And looking ahead, we got 3 good NFL games. I'm not sure we'll have any extra time. So we had a bet last week. Now, I gotta be honest with you. I don't remember. Were the Cowboys getting 8 or 38? Because at 38 they cover, barely, and at 8 they don't. Can you refresh my memory?
I can refresh your memory. Have you ever heard the saying, every blind squirrel finds an acorn?
Remember my cowboy room?
Oh, yeah.
I got surround sound now.
Yeah, really.
Come on, baby. Well, go head to head, Des.
Okay, I am giving you $500.
You seem flustered.
No, these should look familiar to you because I have 5 more of them yet.
Well, the fact you never pick up a check, I bet these might be the same 5.
Dustin, how much time do we have? Because, Mr. R.J. Bell.
Go ahead, tell this story.
Okay, it was a
this will give some insight into me. It's
yeah,
true.
it definitely will give some insight into R.J. Bell. Friday night, we're at the Venetian, and we're playing cards. I'm on a limited time schedule Friday night because I do a radio show, and so I had to leave at a certain time.
Now, we play different limits. Marco's a little bit lower, so we got to eat together. To really, when we're playing, he just across the room, he's looking over, trying to see what's going on. Do they even let you in the section that I play?
Yeah.
Do you feel uncomfortable walking
No,
up there?
I don't feel uncomfortable with you. Yeah, he loves to make a great story. But Mr. R.J. Bell, you're CEO of Pregame, okay? I've seen this guy, bluff off $200-300 in a pot and turn over 3-4 offsuit, just to antagonize the table, which he does very well. Well, we went and picked up our dinner at where was it? Grand Lux.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, it's a good restaurant. But we're sitting in the food court.
You want me to tell the story?
No, we're sitting in it because you won't tell it, right? We're sitting in there, and I wanted to buy him a soda when we picked up the food, but he didn't want bottled soda for whatever reason.
I like mine cold. I like it from the fountain cold.
All right, so I have my bottle, and he's sitting around. He walks for 10 minutes through the food court at every establishment to see what they charge for their soda, okay? And he comes back bitching at the prices of them.
Well, here's the thing, is I went, and it was $3.75 for a diet soda. And I'm like, well, do you get refills? Because I like to drink probably 2. And they said, well, yes. I'm like, geez, still $3.75. You can buy 2 liters for that. So I end up going down and walk and check all the prices. The lowest price is $2.95. So I'm like, hey, 75 cents. I walk up and I said, is there refills? They said, no. So now it's like, wait, I'd have to buy it twice. It'd be 6. So I had to double back to the place that I was actually at the counter and say, can I have a diet soda? I said it kind of under my breath a little bit.
And then he asked me why I started eating without him.
Well, we all know why. Now it's your turn to continue the conversation in the comment section. And next up, we're moving to the NFL. 3 big games.